shocked at everything, you know what I'm saying?
Welcome to the Undercurrent, your source for grassroots news. I'm Lauren Windsor. In this show, I'll delve into the latest action of Occupy Fights Foreclosures and the gun control debate in the wake of the massacre at Newtown. But first, let's talk about the Keystone XL pipeline. The tar sands blockade has been protesting the pipeline's construction by the TransCanada Corporation in Winsboro, Texas since last summer. Monday, January 7th, marked a national day of action. 8 activists were arrested in Boston and 2 in Houston for protests held in TransCanada offices. According to tar sands blockade spokesperson Ron Seifert, the Houston protest drew 120 people. Here are some of the highlights of those actions.
The Keystone Pipeline, stop. Building 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 the Keystone Pipeline, stop.
And we will not rest.
And we will not rest
until everyone involved in this murderous project pays for the destruction they have caused.
Or on private property.
Stop building the Keystone Pipeline, stop building the Keystone Pipeline.
On Wednesday, January 9th, Occupy Fights Foreclosures held a press conference, march, and rally in downtown Los Angeles to demand accountability for the $18 billion mortgage settlement made by California State Attorney General Kamala Harris with the Big Five national banks. Those banks include Ally, formerly GMAC, Bank of America, Chase, Citigroup, and Wells Fargo. Under the settlement, eligible foreclosure victims will receive $840. You heard that right. If you lost your home by fraudulent foreclosure, you may be entitled to a whopping $840. These homeowner activists are saying, no thanks. We'd like our homes back.
Homeowners are denouncing this as a settlement, not for the people, but a settlement that benefits only the banks.
Kamala Harris is an elected official. We elected her because of her slogan that she's going to fight crime, when in actuality, she hasn't fought any crime for us as homeowners. I am confused as to why we are not indicting, why we are not prosecuting, why are we not sending these banks to jail? The banks purposely targeted a particular generation, a particular group of people, Black and Latinos. This was no accident. This was planned exploitation of us by subprime mortgages and other predator lending practices to exploit our dreams of having and owning an American home.
Just lost my home, and it was paid for, and I don't know the reason. And the bank that foreclosed on me, I've never done any dealing with. They just got some fraudulent papers, so no place to go and nothing. There's no clothes or no anything. We didn't have a chance to get anything.
Esa no es justicia. Entonces nosotros estamos...
Distressed homeowner Dolly Medlock told me her story and why she's chosen to sue her lender for racketeering.
I am in federal court. I'm charging my bank with racketeering, conspiracy, because the banks, the subprime mortgage companies, everyone is aware of the fraud that they're creating, and they're not doing anything about it.
Did your bank provide the note in your foreclosure?
No, they did not. And that is why I have the ammunition to take them to court.
When was the foreclosure process started for you?
The foreclosure process was started for me in 2009. Of course, just like most other homeowners, I refinanced at this great rate. Unfortunately, it was unadjustable. My rate and my house note started to increase.
Did your loan officer explain that to you when you signed up for the refinance?
Yes, he did explain that to me. But of course, the promise that was made was, don't worry, in a year you'll be able to refinance and get back into a 30-year fix, which was where you were before. My house note went up to $3,600 at one point from $2,100. I knew I couldn't afford that.
$3,600 from $2,100. Did the loan officer at any point during the refinance make it clear that there would be a risk that you might not be able to get refinanced?
No, not at that time. I mean, at that time, the market in California was booming. Everything was continuing to rise, and everybody was able to pay off debts and pay off things. So to say that you're going to refinance in a year because you're allowed to with every 12 months, it didn't seem unrealistic at all. I had no reason to doubt that that wouldn't be able to happen.
I spoke with homeowner advocate and OFF organizer Carlos Marroquin after the rally.
We demand transparency, accountability, and we want to know how is the money being used or who had used it, or there's more questions than answers at this point.
Why does this matter to you personally?
Well, it matters because we continue to see homeowners being evicted from their homes. They're losing their homes. We see senior citizens losing everything they have worked hard for in their lives. And again, there is a settlement money that's supposed to be to help homeowners, and it's not reaching the people. I lost my home to an illegal foreclosure, a fraudulent foreclosure, and I submitted a complaint with the Attorney General's office, and it has been ignored.
Have you received any compensation to date?
Zero.
Have you worked on behalf of any homeowners that have received any compensation to date?
I work with a lot of homeowners, and the only thing that they have received for the past month, they received a letter giving them an offer for $840 for having lost their home. They haven't even received the money yet. Now, this is going over 6 months since she received the money. We hear different reports. We hear that the money is no longer there, that the governor has used it to balance the budget.
In your opinion, what do you think needs to be done to address the foreclosure problem?
Well, to address the foreclosure problem as a whole, number one, there has to be a moratorium on all foreclosures. There has been several investigations done by different government agencies, and they all have the same results. There's major problems with the way the foreclosures have taken place. So they need to stop immediately the foreclosures by calling a moratorium. Secondly, they have to prosecute the people responsible for this. Until that happens, the problem is not going to go away.
Just in time for the holidays, the Newtown Elementary School shooting delivered shocking new lows in America's history of gun violence and sparked a national debate on gun control. In a press conference just days before Christmas, NRA Chief Wayne LaPierre suggested arming teachers in every school and played Santa with his gift from the NRA, the National School Shield Emergency Response Program. Merry Christmas Massacre, everyone. Let's militarize education. Here's old Wayne himself.
The only thing that stops a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. Our training programs are the most advanced in the world. That expertise must be brought to bear to protect our schools and our children now. We did it for our nation's defense industries and military installations during World War II. The NRA is going to bring all its knowledge, all its dedication, and all its resources to develop a model National School Shield Emergency Response Program for every single school in America that wants it. From armed security to building design and access control to information technology to student and teacher training, this multifaceted program will be developed by the very best experts in the field.
California Senator Dianne Feinstein plans to introduce new gun control legislation banning assault weapons later this month. And former Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords, herself a victim of gun violence in the Tucson shooting, stepped up this week by announcing the creation of Americans for Responsible Solutions, a gun control organization and super PAC. Be on the lookout for nonstop use of the PR-approved slogan, sensible gun laws. But if you thought the argument on the right was really about the need of law-abiding hunters to decimate ducks, then conspiracy theorist cum radio host Alex Jones came to your rescue with this jaw-dropping performance on Piers Morgan.
This is globalism, and the mega banks that control the planet and brag that they've taken over, in Bloomberg, AP, Reuters, you name it, brag that they're going to get our guns as well. They've taken everybody's guns but the Swiss and the American people. And when they get our guns, they can have their world tyranny. While the government buys 1.6 billion bullets, armored vehicles, tanks, helicopters, Predator drones, armed, now in U.S. skies, being used to arrest people in North Dakota. The Second Amendment isn't there for duck hunting. It's there to protect us from tyrannical government. The tyrants did it. Hitler took the guns. Stalin took the guns. Mao took the guns. Fidel Castro took the guns. Hugo Chavez took the guns. And I'm here to tell you, 1776 will commence again if you try to take our firearms. Doesn't matter how many lemmings you get out there on the street begging for them to have their guns taken. We will not relinquish them. Do you understand? That's why you're going to fail, and the establishment knows no matter how much propaganda, the Republic will rise again when you attempt to take our guns.
More shocked than anything, you know what I'm saying?
Bottom line, the media blames guns, the gun lobby blames the media. And they're both right. But these are superficial issues masking deeper societal ills. The glorification of violence and superficiality, puritanical attitudes towards sex, the breakdown of community, the lack of parenting, the growing sense of isolation. The effort to curb gun violence must be a multi-pronged attack. We must do what we can to limit the severity of these mass shootings while preserving our constitutional rights. Banning high-capacity magazines would be a great start. Duck hunters, you really don't need more than 10 rounds. If you can't hit the duck with 10 bullets, you're doing something wrong. But we must also look at the imagery we convey in our media. Is it nurturing or is it negative? In European media, they're much more liberal with sexual imagery than violent imagery. Europe has a lower rate of pregnancy, sexually transmitted disease, and gun violence than in America. America should adopt the European media model. More vaginas, less violence. Lest you feminist types out there think that I'm objectifying women, more cock, less Glock. Thanks for watching. I'm Lauren Windsor. Get pulled in to the undercurrent.
And no one ever takes the blame for the innocent that is slain. They just take a step back and say it wasn't me. A sick stunt to spread terror through publicity, it's killing me.